A malignant covert narcissist is like the stealth bomber of toxic people. You can go through lists of diagnostic criteria and still not be sure if they tick the boxes or not. But sometimes what you need isn't more clinical talk, it's a mirror, a real-life example to hold up in front of your own life. This list of examples isn't from a textbook, it's from my own lived life experience. I spent 21 years with a toxic, malignant, covert narcissistic man who spent years to break me down just to play puppet master with the pieces. If you're wondering whether you are living with a covert malignant narcissist, these are the signs that I wish I knew sooner. They don't give you a diagnosis, but every one of them is a sign of toxicity. I'm Emma, a medical doctor and a survivor of narcissistic abuse. Let's get into it. Superiority complex. He constantly put me down, and he would say things like, "I could do your job easily," even though I'm a medical doctor. I'm not the only one who has experienced this. I've spoken to several women who lived with these type of men who share the same story. Some of them will even argue with their colleagues, even though these colleagues are expert in their fields. It's not about logic, it's about needing to feel superior. Weaponized complaints. He would complain about my weight, but he wouldn't offer me any support. It wasn't about my health or well-being, it was about putting me down. Holiday sabotage. Everyone talks about how narcissists can't stand when the spotlight is on someone else. But my narcissist wouldn't only ruin holidays in that way, he would pick an intentional argument only to storm off and be gone for the entire night of Valentine's Day. In hindsight, I realized that these were excuses for getting away. He was cheating. Paranoia. He believed people were laughing at him, plotting against him, or trying to humiliate him, even without evidence. Feeling betrayed by the world. He resented other people's success and felt that the world owed him more. Seeing nice houses of other people would trigger bitterness. It's too late for us. I feel disgusting. Irritated by children being children. He couldn't stand mess, noise, or being ignored. He would compare them to each other, give in when they nagged, and then be irritated when they nagged him. He would often leave the house when the kids were awake. Chronic avoidance. He shirked all responsibility, claiming he was too tired, thinking, or too overwhelmed to help. He always had an excuse to opt out, but never to step up. Delusional self-image. He thought he had incredible character and discipline, but he couldn't cook, manage basic chores, or function independently. Once he told me, "Just think of me as your second son." He even started to call me mom. Coercive control. He created a maze of rules that I was expected to follow, and these rules kept shifting. Targeted criticism. He loved to criticize me when I was down. It wasn't about helping, it was about feeling bigger. Subtle cruelty. He loved to pick on vulnerable people, especially kids. I once saw him keep serving cake to an overweight kid. It looked like generosity, but I could see the passive-aggressive glare in his eye. Pathological lying. He lied constantly, and when caught, he just lied more. Explosive overreactions. He couldn't handle being questioned or things not going his way. He would explode in anxiety, tears, or rage. Delusions of admiration. He thought that strangers would admire him. He would tell me how they stared at him in the grocery store because he was shopping so healthy. When he took our kids out, he made them chant, "Happy, calm, and joyful," and people would stare. It was more airy than inspiring. Always the center. No matter what the situation, he made it about himself. Once at the school play, he started to cry pretty loudly. It wasn't about the performance, it was about his sadness. Performative grief. When my grandmother was at her deathbed in the hospital, I cried on the way home on the train. But my husband turned to the kids and said, "So will you come to my deathbed?" And then he broke out in a long monologue about his own funeral. Obsessive bathroom time. He spent more and more time in the bathroom, hours every day, locked in there with his phone. Hypochondria. As he aged, he became obsessed with his own health. Every small symptom of aging or something in the body became a crisis. He would Google symptom and obsess over them. Delusions about his appearance. He believed he looked 20 years younger. He often asked strangers to guess his age and then claimed they thought he was 25 years old. Collapse of performative empathy. As time went on, he couldn't even fake it anymore. There was only room for one person in his world, and it wasn't me. If you have seen behaviors like this, please know that you're not the only one who have been in one of these relationships. These are not personality quirks. They are signs of something deeper being wrong. Many of these men use coercive control to control you and your world keeps shrinking. Leaving one of these men can be dangerous. I made a video about coercive control and you can find it here. I'm Emma holding up a light over the bridge. See you in the next video.